Hi, I'm Dana Brooks of Fasig Brooks, and I want to talk to you today about some legal issues that may come up as you're traveling. A lot of people follow me on social media and follow my travel adventures. I figure if I'm going to experience those sorts of just out of the blue things that I could not have prepared for, I should at least share them with the rest of you and introduce a little levity to it so I don't lose my mind. But that's easy to do. If you are traveling, I want you to be aware of a couple of things that I've learned through my experience. First of all, TSA may sound like it's across the whole country. It's different in every airport. Don't assume that the way you're treated at Tallahassee is the way you're going to be treated at LaGuardia or in Denver. So look ahead of time and see what's going to be necessary. Make sure you know the current cutoff periods for having your luggage there or for checking in. I learned this weekend those have just been advanced. What used to be 30 minutes is now a 45-minute cutoff. I also traveled with a companion who lost her ID. That happens. That has happened to me before. Actually, both times happened in New York. So you think, oh my goodness, how am I going to get home or how I'm going to travel? Because now you'll notice there's a warning that says as of, I think, October 1, you need to have a special seal on your Florida driver's license. That's to make sure your ID is taken as identification and it's taken seriously. So, when you don't have that and you are flying back on your Costco card ID, you need to be prepared for that. And what we learned was there's an interview process. So they're going to ask you a lot of questions. A lot of people don't like being interrogated. That's why we don't like getting pulled over. And we always wonder, what do we have to share with law enforcement when we get pulled over? Well, TSA, they're going to ask you a lot of questions. They want to prove that you are who you say you are to the exclusion of anyone else, and to give them enough information for them to be able to do some sort of a check on you to make sure you're up to snuff and you're not trying to do anything. You're going to get a closer examination. So if that happens to you, don't think it's a bar to travel. Don't start renting cars and taking 4 or 5 days off and driving. You could usually get through, but just know you're going to have to show up early. You're going to have to be calm, be courteous. That's the main thing about TSA. It almost gives us an illusion of safety rather than actual safety, and you can tell that because of how illogical some of their procedures are. You know that they really won't work the way they're intended, but they make the rules. Okay, they have the power. Remember that and keep your cool when you're traveling. Another thing is, what if you're hurt? I actually know someone who sustained a traumatic brain injury from an injury during turbulence on a plane trip. It's a life-changing injury. So don't think that if you get hurt because of something, and it could be something of, the aisles aren't clear, you trip and fall over something. I was actually, one of my adventurous travel stories, someone was inebriated and got up and was disoriented and got sick. But then that caused a fight because people don't like people getting sick on them. So there was a fight. I get punched in the middle of this brawl. So, who is your claim against? Is it against the person who caused the person to hit them, the person who hit them, the airlines for not preparing for these sorts of things to happen? Is it the bar in the airport for over-serving the person? Did somebody over-serve them on the plane? Could be a lot of things, but when you are traveling, you are subjecting yourself voluntarily to specific laws. You're probably going to have to arbitrate a claim. You're going to have to give up your day in court. You may have to go find particular lawyers who deal with things like cruises or international travel. So if you are injured while traveling, or if you have any questions about it, just call us. We have a network of people we can refer you to or send you where you can get the answers. So travel safely, keep your sense of humor and your wits about you, and you ought to do just fine. Thanks.